What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me.
Right.
I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told them, don't do that.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we even thought.
What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me.
Right.
I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written?
What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me.
Right.
I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then
the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told them, don't do that.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we even thought. Why doesn't my father like that? Is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are, like absolutely. So if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
You see, like what I understand with my father,
Men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. You know, at one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, you know, I know, you know, I mean, you hit it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So you
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. You know, it means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. You know, that's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, you know, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, you know. So there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, you know, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids, and I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband and stuff like that.
What up, boy? Black. Black. What's up, Mike? I can't hear you.
All right, what about now?
Yeah, I got you.
There you go. What's happening with
Yeah, but I'm so goddamn sleepy.
you? Yeah, I see you over there knocked the fuck out.
Well, listen, man, I've been cooking since 2:30 this morning.
For coming up for the holiday?
I had to cater today.
Okay.
Made $750.
Shit, I don't need but $250.
You can get it.
That's what's up. I'm gonna send you my cash up after this up.
All right.
That's what's up. Now see, that's how you have a good friend right there. Friend in need is a friend indeed.
Yeah, man. What's been happening with you, boy?
Yeah, that's been slow motion, man. Chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I did 12 slabs of ribs, 2 briskets and a pork butt, uh, and
What's a pork butt?
pulled pork.
Oh, okay.
It's the shoulder. It's the shoulder. It's like when they shred the meat, chop it up, put barbecue sauce on it, sort of just like a brisket, the way they do
Okay,
brisket,
pulled pork.
pulled pork.
Okay,
Yeah,
but that's the part that it come from.
yeah.
Okay.
The butt of the shoulder. It's real flavorful, man. I had all kind of problems with my grill today. It's time for me to get another one. I had that one for 10 years, and my smoker box came apart, man. And my neighbor came over, man. He welded that motherfucker back together, man. That dude could do anything, bro. And he put me another shelf in there. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
Okay, hold on. I'm finna go out and come back in. Hold on.
yeah. Your picture just gone, but you in. I hear you.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to learn this
You must got a new toy,
phone thing.
right?
Trying to learn this iPhone, man.
Oh, okay. You just got.
I'm gonna get it though.
Yeah, yeah. So I watched the movie Straw.
Okay, now your volume gone. Let's see. Okay, I
Can you
think
hear
I
me?
gotta take this one out because you say my. Okay, I'm gonna remove one of these streams.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
something up there.
Kurt, me. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to remove this one.
Now where your pitch at? Black, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm hearing some sound.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I hear some sound, but I don't know which one is me.
You in the top right hand corner.
Okay, that one.
So if you was facing it, it might be your left, but you in my right top right hand corner. Can you hear me? Black, can you hear me?
Okay, so that's that one. And okay, I'm open.
Can you hear me?
And I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off. Okay. Is Kurt still in there? Okay, trying to get this thing going. Hold on a minute.
All right.
Mic check 1, 2.
I hear you.
All right, Kurt, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. mm.
Can you hear me? Black. Can you hear me?
All right, Kirk. I'm
Yeah,
back. Playing with this damn iPhone. I was like, let me reboot this damn thing, get back on here and leave it alone. Stop messing with stuff I don't know nothing about.
yeah.
So
You can't try to figure it out the day of, nigga.
yeah, I was gonna use my other phone, but I logged in with this one. So I said I was gonna roll with it. But it's
Right,
me, and it's me, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm unorthodox, and you know this.
right, right.
But so how you feel about the Diddy trial, yo?
Yeah. Oh, the Diddy trial. Well, I just felt like a lot of them, a lot of them situations he's in, them were relationships, man.
Yeah.
And you know, he was paying them bras a lot of money to perform sex acts. That's all it was. Really, they was in love with him and doing anything they wanted him to do.
Yeah. That's what I say. And then everybody, all the women mad, the black women mad. Let me throw that away. Because they didn't get him on, that he didn't get caught on the serious charges.
Yeah,
They looking at him beating Cassie's ass. And he wasn't on trial for kicking her ass. Where they
right.
messed up at is when they tried to throw the RICO because they know that's what they get most people that they can't get on.
Yeah, but see, you need a organization to mainly get caught on a RICO charge. You can't
Yeah.
just you got to have an enterprise, and you got to prove that everybody was doing shit, and they knew they weren't gonna be able to do that. Them people that he had doing that shit, they was a part of that shit. He paid them motherfuckers, man. All of them was paid well, man.
I
You know,
mean, I really don't feel like anybody was held against their will or it was a RICO charge or nothing. No way. I just felt like he provided the place to have sex, drugs, and fun, and people participated.
man,
And
they knew what they was getting into, bro.
yeah, they knew what they was doing.
It ain't
And
like they
so,
were doing that shit blind, bro. And they was telling each other about it. Girl, you come here, you can party, get all the dick you want, all the drugs, all the money, all the shopping, all of that shit. He just was hard with it. He just wasn't finna be nobody bitch. And when he told him to do something for that kind of money, just like anybody else that work for you, when you paying out that kind of money, you do what the fuck they say.
yeah. But yeah, them black women mad. The way he did Cassie. I'm like, We all have seen abusive relationships. We all know how women are manipulative. She grabbed something of his, tried to take off running. He ran behind her and took it from him. I ain't condoning what he did, but I understand. And at the end of the day, he wasn't on trial for that shit. That ain't what he was on trial for.
Right.
He admitted after the video came out that he was wrong and that he real messed up, and he was going to therapy. You know, so I don't get it. But everybody mad. He should be under the jail. For what? For them playing police, bedroom police. You know, so yeah, I don't condone what he did per se, but like I keep saying, a hit dog holler. They don't get money and then come back later trying to pin you on stuff. So I think justice was served because me personally, I'm tired of the Me Too movement. Any little thing happened, Me Too, Me Too. It happened to me. It happened to me.
Yeah.
You know, I hate the Me Too movement. Period. That's the worst movement ever. And like I say, she waited till she was live back in with her mom, her and that dude she with.
He gave that bitch $20 million, man.
Say what?
He gave her 20 mil.
Talking about for the trial. I mean, when she sued him. Yeah. Okay. So he going out, but yeah. That 20 mil was before she. I mean, after he sued her. After she sued him. So my thing is, she waited too late. You wait till your ticket sales. You trying to go on tour with nobody really coming. You ain't really got a catalog to be going on tour. And then now all of a sudden you ready to sue. So to me, it was messed up in so many ways. You know, so I wasn't buying it, and I'm just sick of them trying to take out our powerful black men. And I'm not saying that he's a saint by no means, but I'm sure we all know a insecure, angry man that strikes his woman. And like I say, we not saying, I'm by no means, you know, by no means am I condoning what he did to Cassie. But we don't know what Cassie was doing either. I'm speaking about the hotel incident that everybody want to seem to focus on.
Right.
Who haven't raised their voice at their woman before? Who haven't been upset to the point that you would think about doing it, even though we were raised and reared, some of us not to. But I know a lot of the new breed ain't messed up about that. They'll hit a woman quicker than they would a man.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't condone that, but I do understand, because especially younger women will manipulate you, homie. They'll get on your last nerve. And she grabbed his bags that had I think they say some jewelry, a new watch, and all that, and she ran out the hotel room with it. He was in the shower. He heard the hotel door slam, and he grabbed the towel, took off running after because she grabbed something of his.
Yeah.
And when he grabbed it, he was like, "Give me my shit," and she probably said something. And he, you talk. I mean, we see that in. I know I've seen that in relationships of people I know. They have a little spat. Or, like I said earlier when I was talking to some people, grab a woman's phone that you're dating.
Yeah.
Grab that phone. She gonna be, give me my phone. She ready to fight you like a big mad dog. They got videos right here on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube of a man grabbing his woman's phone and she ready to fight. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. I ain't playing with you. You know she ready to fight him.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You know. So he went
But
on trial for that though. That's what a lot of our women are not seeing. They got caught up in feeling sorry for Cassie because of the video, boo hoo hoo, okay? But we don't know that girl character. You saw when they played the tape of her threatening somebody, if you show the freak off tape, she gonna kill him. So
can you hear
just
me?
because you look innocent or sweet and innocent, that don't mean you sweet and innocent.
Can you hear me?
You can't, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I've been trying
Oh,
to talk.
okay. Say something now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Say something else.
Can you hear me?
A little bit. Talk a little loud.
I don't know if I can talk any louder.
Okay. And you good. Come on. I can hear you.
Yeah. The thing is though, basically he just wanted to make his own porn movies, man. You know, and he wanted to do it his way. He wasn't trying to produce nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He the dude got a sexual. He probably just
Freaky.
he probably got an addiction, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when you got that kind of money, it's easy to get bored, man. You think about this dude. I listened to a quote from Will Smith, right? And somebody asked him, like, what's it like to be that high in the top? Like, you winning Oscars, you Grammy nominated, and all of this stuff. And his answer was actually very, very smart. He said, being at the top is equally as bad as being rock bottom. He said, because once you get to the top, ain't too many things that satisfy you anymore. It's like you ain't got nowhere else to go. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why a lot of rich people do the craziest shit, D. Because material things don't fulfill them anymore. They done bought everything, you know, cars, houses. They done flew to all the great places. They done went to everywhere. So there's very little fulfillment when you done did so much. This dude been a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he know what it's like to be back when Biggie, he was living in his car. He had shit. He had nowhere to do the dude he was doing music with fired him. You know what I'm saying? So then he reached the top. Then he get his own clothing line, his own cologne line. You know, then he doing music. Then he doing movies. After that, where is it to go, man? And so LL Cool J said he had a library of porn so large
Ha. Hey,
that,
don't put my boy LL out there now.
man, he said he had a porn collection so large, man, that it would shock people. Uh, and so you never knew that about him, you know. But he said he had to get rid of it, man. He had to. He was stuck. He said a lot of times he couldn't even work for watching porn.
LL Cool J.
Yeah. Yes. Here's a man can have any woman he want. You know what I'm saying? And probably had a whole and probably slept with a lot of women. You know, got groupies and shit. And he had a porn addiction. He used to have all his shit brought to him. You know, the internet the internet wasn't doing porn like they're doing now, so he had videos. He had the DVRs. I mean the VHSs, and he just have just collections. And Jada Pinkett said the same thing.
What?
She said the first person that gave her multiple orgasms was herself. Her grandmother taught her so that she wouldn't give a man the credit for making her go, I get sprung, right?
Right.
So she didn't want Jada to get sprung off dick, see, and go crazy. So she taught Jada how to masturbate. Jada said she used to do everything to the extreme. She said everything she do, she go one way or the other way. It's either she gonna go all the way in or she ain't gonna do it all at all. And she said she used to masturbate, get high, fuck herself all day.
Well, no, I ain't heard none of that.
She said that on the Red Table Talk. Look it up. This easy to find. This is easy to find. And so it was a dude. I forget that dude's name, but he used to be like he used to work for Will Smith. And he was like some type of promoter or whatever. And he was talking about Jada like a dog, man. He was saying Jada used to put that strap on motherfuckers, bro. I'm talking about she had a big one. Said she'd be running up in them. Said she'd be at them sex parties, man, running up in them.
You think did they ever show her at one of the Diddy things?
I don't know if she went to a Diddy party, but I know that dude, she turned that boy, that singer out. What his name?
Yeah, that August dude.
Yeah, August. Yeah, she turned him out, bro. Imagine this, man. You just a young up and coming artist, man, and you meet Jada Pinkett, and you in the house with her. Will ain't nowhere around. She horny. You walking through the house. You in the refrigerator. You ain't got nothing but some drawers on and no shirt. She's sitting over in the dark drinking wine. Shit. And once he got with her, he did everything he wanted to do to her.
Right.
Because if you get the opportunity, that's what any of us would do. You know what I'm saying? So he just got turned out, man. He know it. That's why he ain't talk about it. He ain't want to tell the whole story. Because he was in love. He was sprung. But
yeah, I know. All I know is I've been watching a lot of the reaction, and the black women and them YNs mad as hell because Diddy ain't going to jail. Me, on the other hand, from looking at how they try to throw the Ricos on the brothers, how they try to come in and do anything when they couldn't prove nothing. Even on that distribution charge they was trying to get. They were saying that distribution, the jury was like, we caught up on this distribution. What is distribution? And so they was trying to make it look like, we know that distribution, because when you get stopped and you have X amount of drugs or drug paraphernalia in your vehicle, they say controlled substance or something like that with a attempt to distribute. So that means you're supplying it, yourself. So when the jury got hung up on that, because they was like, he wasn't a drug dealer. The girl just said she needed drugs, and he made a phone call, and the drugs got brought to the house. You know, so
Yeah.
they was like, is that considered distribution? So apparently they saw that that wasn't considered distribution because, but even though they was trying to say if you hand it to, okay, like say if I order the drugs, they put it, they bring it to me, I give it to you, and you give it to Joe. Does that make you a distributor because you took it from my hand, a fourth party, and gave it to somebody? So everybody just mad. He need to be under jail. They need that to go. They to me they didn't prove nothing. And all this stuff about him killing Kim Porter, him killing him unaliving Kim Porter, him unaliving Andre Harrell, Heavy D, all the people that they trying to put and listen to Jaguar White trying to say he unalived them. Ain't none of that been proven. And none of that was on trial. But see, people get caught up these days. Anything they hear on social media is the truth, especially when they don't like you. And a lot of people broke, so they don't want to like nobody with money anyway.
Well, he better calm his ass down now, cause they're gonna be at him, man. They're gonna be at him for anything.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the judge kind of feel a little played per se, because I think they all thought it was, when they came back so quick, that it was all guilty pleas, and so he didn't want to do him uh didn't want to let him get bail. Talking about the lives of the people will be in danger. They wasn't in danger for y'all start coming in there messing with his house. He done beat the trial. So
Yeah.
why would he be after anybody now? But if he know that if he would have let him out, it would have been it probably would have been a riot.
Mm.
So I think that's one reason why he was like he's gonna keep him. And then even one of the sex trafficking dudes, I mean the prostitute dudes or whatever that they trying to say, he said that they didn't pay him to have sex with Cassie. He said they paid him to show up and not tell who he doing it for, who he's showing up for.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, we used to throw them parties at Exclusive and Townhouse and Arkansas and all that, and we were getting women to come down. We was paying them gas and stuff like that to come down, or if they're coming from Dallas or something or Houston, we'll pay their airfare to come down, and then they come to the club and they end up leaving with somebody or whatever. Is that the Mann Act? Was that part of the Mann Act?
Mm.
So they was trying to come up with anything to try to get this man life in prison, and now the world mad because he didn't get it. So I don't know, man. I just felt like, and I followed some of the trial, and I just felt like enough evidence wasn't proven on what they wanted to get him on. The RICO, it wasn't no organization, so they couldn't get that. Uh, the sex trafficking, they was trying to make it look like at first, they was trying to say kids and all that was involved. They couldn't prove none of that. It's just a lot of stuff they couldn't approve. They couldn't prove.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Here's
I
my
don't know how long they gonna hold him, but he been in jail, what I'm saying, for a good hot minute. You ain't charged on none of the serious charges. They asked for bail for $1 million. It ain't like he on trial for killing somebody. Somebody just flew from one state to the next state and had sex with a person who was willing to have sex with him. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Here's my thing, man. I when you that kind of rich man, and you can do what you want, man. You just can't put yourself in certain situations, man. He'll never be white. I don't give a fuck what he do. White people do shit like this all the time, man. White people got private clubs that they do all kind of shit, and they get away with it, and nothing's ever said. You know, Harvey Weinstein started fucking with them actors and trying to rape shit, married women and all kind of shit. Now that's just stupid. You fucking with a woman, you know she got a husband, and you think she ain't gonna say nothing. You know, you just stupid. You know, so I don't really feel sorry for Diddy. You know, I don't think that he should be charged for something that he didn't do. I get all of that. But man, you know, it's a lot of rich people, man. They don't do that kind of shit, man. So I don't know, man. You got to think at some point. I tell you what, if you was that rich, D, you know you wouldn't be doing that kind of shit.
But like
You
you
just
just
would.
say, people bored. I mean, put like this here. You probably figure if we gonna take you back into the Bo Rock 45 to 55-year old Bo Rock. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say 40 to 55 Bo Rock.
yeah.
Just imagine Bo Rock being single.
Shit, I didn't have to be single.
Bo Rock single. He got a bachelor pad. Bo Rock got women coming in and out like it's nothing. Bo
Yeah,
Rock got threesomes. Bo Rock got 4 or 5 women, and they just walking through the house, feeding him grapes, doing whatever he want. He gets sex, and they come through. They able to eat. They get paid. They do drugs. That's your personal private shit, bro.
I
That's
get it.
your life.
I get it.
That's your life. And then it takes me to come by there to get some goddamn CDs and see these women walking around there. And then I go and start running my mouth to
You start,
everybody,
you
telling my
start, you
little
start
police
hating, huh?
friends. I'm hating. I'm telling my police friends, man, I went over there. Man, it's like he running like, man, he got drugs. He naked women walk around. They know I'm just running my mouth.
But that's
And
what
then
I'm
they
trying to
get up.
tell you, though, man. Listen, he didn't need the whole world to know. He was inviting all the celebrities and shit to that party, man. He didn't have to do all of that shit, D.
I feel
You,
you.
you know, at some point, look, man, everything that you do, it ain't for everybody to know. You got pastors and you got motherfucking government motherfuckers, you got actors, you got musicians, you got all these motherfuckers. You was like, okay, give me your phone. No, and you got all of these rooms in this motherfucking mansion, and you got all of this shit popping off, and it ain't no fucking way, ain't somebody gonna start talking, man. It just ain't gonna happen.
Somebody got to tell somebody, bro.
They got to tell somebody, man. You wouldn't believe what the fuck I just saw. you know. So yeah, man. I mean, like I say, man, he got to the point where people get jealous because they you know it started look like you bragging now. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers don't like to see another motherfucker come up and brag. You think of how they try to do Mayweather. He one
Yeah.
of the greatest boxers out there in the game, and everybody hating on him because he won't stand in there and get his brains whooped up. Cause he dodging punches. Ain't anybody with common sense move the fuck out the way if they see a punch coming if they can?
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So haters gonna hate. So that's why
You
everything
need to lay low.
everything you do, everybody it ain't for everybody to know. You know.
Yeah,
So
you right.
so
Because when I was
that,
getting big in the city, I went through that. So you
yeah,
right.
that's his mistake, man. He just
Okay.
you're doing too much, man. But so I watched the movie Straw, man. And so it wasn't your Tyler Perry, and I get that she was pushed to the edge. The only thing I didn't like about the movie
Mm-hmm.
is that at some point during the whole bank thing, she started treating like she was actually robbing a bank. Even though she went in there just to cash her check. So
Right,
she would
right,
flip back and forth until I just want to cash my check. And then she would say, well, hang up the phone. I don't want to talk to nobody. And send this and do. She started making demands and shit. Almost like she robbing a bank. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
It
right.
just she,
But
she
ain't
played
that
the
how a
role.
typical woman think though? Because a woman can't chew gum and walk at the same time.
She played the role very well.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I feel you though. Now, uh, this has been coming up. Partner of mine. Well, he ain't really a partner of mine. I know him through a
An
mutual
associate,
person. Yeah, through a
somebody you
mutual
know.
person. Yeah, and I'm cool with him, but I'm very selective of who I call partners.
Right,
So anyway, his woman has a high sex drive.
right,
He can't keep up with her sex drive.
right,
So
uh,
he allows her every now and then, she got her little friend that when he ain't in the mood, she able to go lay up with another guy.
right,
And so since he allowed her to do that, he tends to remain, well, I ain't doing nothing type of person.
right,
That's you want to do that, you go do that, I'm straight.
right,
Okay, so he asked her to do the threesome, to get a
right,
female involved, because she plays both ways.
right,
So he asked her to do that. Okay,
right,
so she was like, okay, he was like, well, since I let you go do that, at least I'm doing it with somebody and we're picking them and you're seeing who I'm with. It's not like I'm leaving, going over to her house, like you leaving, going over to his house and spending the night and coming back early in the morning.
right,
And so they did that. And I think he said like the second or third time they tried to do it, she told the wife that she didn't want to be with the wife. She just wanted to be with him.
right,
And the wife took offense to it. Uh, and of course, we ain't dealing with her no more. We're gonna find us somebody else. So they went searching, they found somebody else, unicorn or whatever they call them, that they're gonna pull
right,
in the little sex ring.
right,
But that guy, the husband and the first woman had a chemistry in that bedroom during that sexual act where he was taking money out the bank account to go see this other woman. So he kind of fell fell for the woman that they brought in the bedroom.
right,
And he would sneak away from the house and drive, an hour or so, lying like he's going to see relatives and stuff like that, but he's actually going to spend the night spend the night with the person that they bought in the bedroom.
yeah, he's
So
strong.
yeah, yeah. And so that's what prompted the topic tonight. And Austin was more like, you know, that it was his idea on let's bring up the topic of these people doing these threesomes. So having a threesome may not just be the best thing if you're in a troubled marriage or a committed relationship. Now, I feel like a threesome would be with someone who you don't really care about. You cool with, y'all cool. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? A good friend, a good sex partner. You get what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Like you may have your wife or your live-in or the one y'all building together, y'all meet the bills, Y'all
Right.
hang out. That's your ride or die. But you also have that sex partner that when she ain't got shit going on, you ain't got shit going on. Y'all say, hey, what you doing? What you gonna be doing next Saturday? I'm gonna be near you, or I'm gonna be free. She out of town, he's out of town. What's up? I don't feel like having a threesome with somebody you care about or somebody you're building with. I just don't feel like that's gonna be a good ending because at the end of the day, that's somebody, especially if y'all live together. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we men, we macho, we tough. But I go back to uh school days, Spike Lee school days. Remember when uh Big Brother Almighty was going with Jane, which was played by Tisha Campbell?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when they was trying to break half paint, which was Spike Lee, so he can cross over in the line. And Big Brother told, wait, Spike, you know, Jane was like the girl that everybody wanted to be with. You know, she was
Right.
just the pretty light skin. You know how the movie was portraying light skin and dark skin. Jane was the light skin that every man wanted. So half paint was like he wanted to be with Jane.
Right.
And so Big Brother Almighty, which was the king of the head of the line dance, he said, oh, that's what you want? Okay. And then he went to Jane and he was like, Half Paint was in the bedroom. He said, hey, Half Paint crazy about you. He wants you to, you know, his dream is to have sex with you. So I want you to go back there and rock his world or whatever.
Right.
And she said, okay, you know, I'll do it. He said, oh, you will? He said, yeah. He said, okay, well, yeah, he back there. He waiting on you. So when she went back there, mess with him, he all hyped. He come out, dapping everybody down. He happy, you know, he slept with Jane, you know. But Big Brother Almighty didn't want her no more. Okay. So when these guys, a lot of them, tell their mates that they want a threesome, bring another female in the room, a lot of times they really want that woman to say, hell no, I ain't finna bring no other up in here and you be doing this. You know, that's what they really want. Because everybody I know that did that threesome thing with somebody who they was in a committed relationship or married to, they broke up. They got a divorce. They're no longer together. So that's why I say I don't I don't really think it's a good thing to bring into a troubled marriage or a committed relationship. I think threesomes should be with people you don't really care about.
Right. Well, I've explored a lot of shit. So sex for me is just sex. I'm able to detach myself from
Mm-hmm.
like catching feelings for somebody because I already know I can't.
That's the
That's on
difference in men and women. But go
that's
ahead.
that's on the front end of it, right there. I already know I'm not gonna allow myself. And I done had some women, man, that like I really could have like been with. You know, I'm like, man, this if I wasn't in this situation, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And but I had to hey, look, don't be stupid, dude. You know, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So ever since I went through my first marriage, man, my confidence went off the charts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was no longer a person that felt like I had to have her. Bitch, you want to go, help yourself. You know, that's my attitude on any of them right now. So we can do threesomes, foursomes. We can do whatever. It don't make me no difference.
Right,
So
but that go back to what I said. If it was somebody you cared about back before all of that happened,
yeah,
you wouldn't have put them out there like that.
absolutely. You absolutely right. I couldn't have dealt with it because I didn't have the right mindset. I had jealousy issues, insecurity issues, all of that shit. You get the feeling like, well, why she don't want me? That type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Once I understood that a motherfucker don't belong to you in the first place, it just don't. You can chalk it up any kind of way you want to, man. You came here by yourself, you leaving the same way. And
True.
that's a fact. And so the way life works, man, as much as you think sometime a person is for you, sometimes they not, man. People change, people hearts change, people's state of mind change,
Oh yeah. At
people
at
grow.
a drop of a hat. I was just talking to a guy yesterday, and he was telling me they were together 17 years. And he's working, hard working man. Say she started doing her own business. He was supporting the business, putting things in the business.
Yeah,
17 years worth of marriage. Just to find out one day she just came to him and said she wasn't happy
I'm not
and she
happy.
wanted a divorce. And my reply to him was, because it devastated him. He said it was tough because he thought everything was good. And my thing is, I told him that a lot of times us as men, we get comfortable. We feel like
If
we
she
going
ain't
through this
said nothing,
now,
if she ain't said nothing, everything okay then.
everything okay, and that she understand that the reason we not on this cruise is because I'm making this money to make sure we catch all these bills up before we take the cruise. Instead, she's sitting back listening to friends saying they going here, they going there, and she's not able to go. So she's holding that in, holding that in. So I asked him, I say, you didn't see no signs? I say, did she leave you for somebody else? And he was like, no, it wasn't about nobody else. She just said she wasn't happy. She had started making her own money in her business, and she just said she wasn't happy anymore. And he was like, it tore me up, and he was like, just make sure if you married or whatever that you talk to your spouse, and talk to your wife so you don't end up like I did. And I'm like, if she not communicating back and she not listening or she not coming to you with an issue, it doesn't mean you could talk your ears off. But if they not telling you what's really going on, so like you said, at the
I
end
don't.
of the day, that person is that person. You can't make nobody stay. You can't make nobody love you. You can't, those are out of your control. All you can do is just be who you are, but do your part in asking. See, he said he never did ask her anything because he understood if they're not able to take a trip because they got bills due, let me do overtime. Catch these bills up, and when we get them caught up to a certain extent, then we'll take that trip. We'll get those that outfit you want. We'll go different places. She didn't understand that, and a lot of women like that. They don't understand that. I mean, they understand. They don't want to understand,
But
and then women just not for you.
here's the problem though, D. We hear one side of the story because I'm sure that woman
I
at
don't
some
know,
point,
man.
she tried to talk to him.
That's what I said. But let me tell you how women try to talk, and you do, and you know this too. They'll complain
Yeah.
when you guys are in a heated kind of argument. You
Yes.
get what I'm saying? That's when they want to. And then I wanted to go down to such, and you wouldn't let me do this and that. And that. We didn't have no money to do this and that because you said you was doing this and that. They
Yeah,
complain.
they start bottlenecking. They start bringing up stuff that you don't even hardly remember. That's
Right.
because she's been holding all of that shit inside, and she's just waiting for the opportune time to regurgitate it. That's why whenever I have an issue with my woman, I address that shit right then and there, and nip it in the bud.
Right.
We need to go back to it. It won't be at that moment when we angry. I give her time to think. I say what I got to say, and I give her time to think about it. And if we go back, if we don't have to go back there, she means she understood what the fuck I was saying. If we,
Right.
but if we need to go back, then we'll talk about it in a calm manner. Cause the level of patience I have now is zero. In other words, I'm 63 years old, D. I'm not taking no shit of any type, of none. Not a little bit. And let me tell you something. I put a motherfucker in check right then. I'm not finna slip on nothing. See,
Right.
but see the thing about when you in love and shit, and when you got family and shit, you got history with a motherfucker. You let a lot of shit slide. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Motherfucker say little snob ass remarks and shit like that.
No, I don't do that. I'm
Yeah,
going
but I'm
I'm
just
gonna
saying,
address it.
a lot of times guys let that shit slide. Oh
Nah.
shit, you here? Oh, she ain't mean that. She just tripping. That's the kind of
Shit.
shit they say. No,
That's when
B.
they mean it.
Hey, let me tell you something. You say some crazy shit and embarrass me, especially around company or something. You gonna be the one. Hey, you gonna be the one leave there feeling fucked up. I promise you that.
Right.
you know, I just don't look. Listen, hey, cause if you with me, you all the way with me, or get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Even if
Right.
I'm wrong, you better tell me in private. Even if
Yeah,
I'm
that's how
wrong,
that's how it should be.
yeah. Even if I'm wrong, you ride with me, and then when we get somewhere, you like, hey, baby. So I was thinking about what you said, and you
Right.
better be correct when you say it. You can't say it just any kind of way. But see, that comes from because what I've learned, man, if you let a motherfucker check you and you don't say shit,
Yeah.
she'll do that shit she'll think that shit is that's just something she could do. Right now, I got a brother, 65 years old, and he don't know where all the money at. Like his woman know, so he worked for the railroad. So you do know that because he worked for the railroad for 40 years, he get a check and his wife get a check from his pension. So he get $4,800 a month. Now she still work. He don't know what she got. I asked him simple shit. I said, hey, bro, I just installed Ring cameras. How much is the service? Oh no, man, you have to ask Gail. Like what, nigga? So he
He
was in.
old school.
He came to Dallas. He came to Dallas when I went to Arkansas. He came to Dallas that weekend because my cousin, one of our cousins, her daughter was graduating, and he was invited. They invited me too, but I knew I was going to Arkansas to see my son. He showed me this cool ass Airbnb they rented. I was like, oh, it had a pool table, swimming pool, all of that. Like, oh, that's cool, man. How much it costs? Oh man, you have to ask Gail. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Cause I like, like if my son came down or my daughter came down with all her kids, I might rent it out. I just want to know what it costs, nigga.
Right.
Like,
He don't know,
man,
man.
bro,
Gail handle all the money. When he
let me
get
tell you
paid,
something, bro.
he get the money to Gail. Like they did, like granddad and them
There you
did.
go. So let me tell you something, bro. You ain't gonna believe this shit. I can't make this shit up, nigga. Cause I told my woman, you ever pull some shit like this, on me. So the fact that I'm calling it 3 years ago. 3 years ago, man, that nigga was his old lady said, "Hey, my brother needs some help moving. He needs you to come downtown where he live and help him move some stuff to the storage." My brother said, "I go down there and get him, but I'm not moving shit."
Right.
He said, "Okay." He get down there by 9 o'clock in the morning. Now this brother done lived with my brother before. My brother stayed on my brother was half home, half on the road. You get what I'm saying? He be home a week, gone a week, home a week, gone a week, or gone 2 weeks, home a week. Shit like that. So Frank done lived at my brother's house before, tore up his car, just drove the car in the ground, whatever. So Frank disappears and he get him a club downtown Chicago with an apartment building above. He stayed in the apartment above. He running the club. It's his club. Yada yada yada. Nobody know what's going on with Frank. Don't nobody care. Nobody asks. So now he got to move out of the apartment costs. His bodyguard got into a fight and fucked somebody up, and the bodyguard got hurt too, and he didn't have the insurance. And Frank said he wasn't gonna cover for his bills and shit like that, and it became a whole big deal. So the landlord just forfeited the lease and put him out. So the nigga just told my brother he supposed to be moving, right? And he getting ready to go to Thailand. He just need to get his stuff put in storage, yada yada yada. Stay with my brother a couple of weeks, and then he going to Thailand. That was 3 years ago. That nigga's still in my brother's house.
Yeah, your brother need to grow some balls.
And my brother can't stand the nigga. But that nigga, look, when he get mad at us, he's so goddamn aggressive. You think that a pit bull gnawing at your ankles. I told him, I said, "God damn it, don't get mad at me, nigga, because I'm telling the truth. Say that shit to Frank, nigga. That's the nigga you got the issue with. He can't stand." You know what Frank told that nigga, man? I'm talking about this was weeks after Frank moved in. My brother said, "Nigga, you need to clean my dishes of all this shit you fucked up." That nigga said, "I don't do dishes."
Boy, y'all wow.
In his house. I said, "Boy," and he said, Gail told him, Frank's sick. He can't, I ain't gonna put my brother out. Bitch, and hold on, let me tell you what he pay out.
No. I remember what you were saying. Hold on before we get too off of the topic. Because I remember now when you told me that part. I remember now the brother moving in and haven't left yet. Okay, but yeah, that's our Friday morning. Friday Sunday.
My point is this though, man. If you ain't running your house, she'll run you. If you ain't the man of the house, you a simp. That's some simp shit.
Right.
And my brother's so sick at this point, he ain't got no choice. I told him, I said, all I got to do to fight you is take your medicine kit, and you too, nigga.
Boy, you crazy.
That's it. So,
but
so if you ain't got no, I get boredom. People get bored, man. They want something different. They want something new. They want to change things up. They're not creative enough in the bedroom. It can get redundant.
But you think the solution is bringing Somebody else in the bedroom, bro?
Well, what I'm saying is this: some, that feeling you get when you get like the first time you meet a chick that you've been wanting to get with, and you can't, you thinking about how exciting and how you feel, and man, I'm finna kill this.
And you can't perform. Overexcited.
Well, it's that. Well, no, I'm saying it's that anxiousness you feel when you get something new versus when you can anticipate. Oh, I know what this nigga gonna do. He gonna kiss me for about 2 or 3 minutes, then he gonna suck on my titties, and then he gonna fuck, and then he'll be through in 5 minutes. So how is that enjoyable? You get
Okay.
what I'm saying? And
But I
so,
was I was also told that, and I'm thinking this was Austin them saying this, and welcome to the stage, Austin.
man, you about 2 hours late.
But they were saying that your mate should be able to tell you what they like, and you should be able to adjust, right?
Should is the optimum word. People are very uncomfortable talking about sex. D.
With your spouse, with your mate.
You be surprised, man. You talking
Well,
about my specialty now. I read a lot of blogs, man, where there's sexless marriages, man. Women ain't had sex in years.
I know they're not getting orgasms, but I don't know
No,
about
no,
them
I'm talking
living with
about no.
somebody and not getting penetrated. That don't.
I'm
well,
talking about no sex in years, man. And then when they do give them a chance, like most women, okay, some women work and got to deal with the kids and cook and take care of the home. So a lot of times they mentally checked out and they're exhausted. But they still know that they in a marriage and
Wifely duties.
they got wifely duties, right? And so when they do have the energy, okay, let's do something. And
hey,
now, you know, he
it's
he
a
he get with her and he's so horny and so desperate, he don't even last.
Okay,
No foreplay.
so after that quickie, wait 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and jump back on it.
But you ain't got all night because you got to get up and do the same thing you just did today again tomorrow.
well. First of all, if they're not able to communicate with each other about what
Set
they want, what they
right.
like, and how they like it,
It's
then
messed up.
that's the number one issue, and that could be the problem right there. They're afraid to communicate and open up to each other, which would probably open up their relationship or their sexual relationship because it mentally unblocks what they have going on. And I understand that, you know, women and men, if you both working outside of your home or just working a job, period, then it provides limited time on when you have the opportunity to have sex. And that's not, I mean, even especially when you have a small child or children in the house that you have to tend to also. But you
Well,
have to,
here's one of the things that I've learned, Austin. Most people are such poor communicators, man. So uh anytime see people's ego get in the way. I'm telling you, man. And a lot of times if they feel at any point that they're criticized, just say what you just did with Linda, and you've had plenty of success with Linda, right? And so you do the same thing with Sarah, right? Well, Sarah, that ain't what Sarah like, right? So in your mind, you've been killing it, right? You a rock star. So if Sarah don't communicate to you properly what you doing wrong, your ego hurt now. What the fuck you mean I ain't do it right? What you talking about? Because
it's the
people's
way that she
ego get
presents it, though.
Yeah, and
but,
that
but,
happened
but
to me.
the
That
point
happened to
I'm
me
trying to
once.
make is Sarah can get what Linda got, right? But Sarah needs to be able to say, "Hey, baby, that feels good." But hey, I like this too. Do this. That way his ego ain't messed up. Men
Okay.
men get their ego bruised real easy, man. You know that you know that shit. I don't care how tough you are.
Yeah.
If you
Hey,
have success and people, it's just like you take these athletes, right? Especially like these boxers. They got all these niggas telling them how great they is. And then they get in the ring and somebody tear that ass up. He ain't the same no more. He got all these. You look at Earl Spence, he ain't fought since.
Look at
Crawford put that ass
look at
whooping on him. Everybody telling they had, oh, you the bone breaker, you the eye snatcher, you snatch niggas' eyes, you break bones. He did all of that shit. Got in that ring, got his ass blasted. And now he ain't fought since. And
well.
if he see Crawford coming down the street, he crossed the road right now.
Well, I mean, every roller coaster is not gonna have the same feel. So, you know, you have to learn how to ride those roller coasters and understand that you're gonna get a different excitement out of each one. So you're gonna have to create.
mhm.
You're gonna have to help create. First of all, a mental. See, that's another problem. People don't create the sexual experience mentally first.
Exactly.
They just think you could just go in and jump in and do what you got to do, but you first have to seduce the mind to
It's
seduce the
build
body.
up, man.
We used to have mind sex before physical sex.
Yeah, it's a build up. It's a series of a lot of things. I might start texting early in the week about this, that, and whatever, man. And sometimes it's just a glance. Sometimes it's just a rub when we in the kitchen together. It ain't always just instantly. I want penetration or like we feeling and rub on each other whenever the mood strike. It's not coerced or it's not. It don't. It just feel natural. It don't never feel like it's
It's a
some type
job
of
or a duty.
yeah some type of duty or something. I learned something about my woman that I've never done with anybody. My woman love to be spanked. I'm like, I don't spank nobody. When I saw how much that shit turned her on, I tear that ass up.
You went and got your whip.
You got your little paddle. You got the
I
little
got
paddle,
me a
the
little
little
paddle.
paddle.
I got me a little paddle, and I got these big ass grippers right here. But it really turns her on. It's like and she explained it to me. And that's the thing. She good about explaining shit to me. She said, so like when you hit me there, right at the right spot on my cheeks, what happened? First it kind of stings, but then it gets warm.
Mhm.
That flesh gets warm, man, and it's in these sensations to a body, man. And you talk about, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I never
So
did that because, you know, no woman's ever expressed that's something that she likes.
and
So I always have
some women don't like that too. So
absolutely.
it all depends.
I wouldn't try that just on anybody.
Yeah. So that's
That's
what I'm
her
saying.
thing. That's her thing.
Mhm. So
But
next time, take your dick and beat it on her clit before y'all start. See how she like that.
man, I done put that paddle on her clip while I'm hitting it.
Okay.
Just tapping it, man. Just tapping it, not hard. Bro, you talking about
Yeah.
you talking
Yeah.
about a stone cold fool over here, bro.
Yeah, that's both rockers.
I, I forgot I ain't talking to no young nigga. I forgot
Hey,
who I was
bro,
talking to. My
yeah, that's
bad. My
both
bad.
rockers. Now,
Dino, the Bo Rockers, what she?
Bo Rockers wasn't no joke. 45-year-old Bo Rockers, boy,
Hey,
you better get out the way. He
Mm.
coming through.
I was killing them up at that meal, bro.
He was coming through, big man. 18 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy. He didn't care. Married, divorced, psycho. He didn't care.
And then when you blessed too, it kind of helps, especially if you got the tools and know how to use them.
Right. That's what I tell them. But like you said, the ego thing. I had one that was like, but it wasn't nobody I was dating. It was just somebody that wanted to, be with me. And like you say, when you done been around, you know what to do. You got the tool, you know how to use it. You doing your thing.
Right.
And she was like, it was uncomfortable, pain or whatever, and it stopped. Boom.
Right.
So it didn't bruise my ego. I just felt like she, I'm so fucked up in the head. I felt like she just wasn't ready for, the real deal. You know what I'm saying? All that talk, but then when it was time to show up, show out, no, stop, So,
hey man, you beating up her cervix, man. She ain't having
but that's how you talk. That's how they talk to, how they text and talk. Rock.
She didn't. Some of them want it hard and fast. Some of them want it slow and easy, and some.
But when
some
they
of you have
don't
to get your face up.
communicate,
Exactly.
when they don't communicate sexually, and that's a whole different topic, because I didn't know so many people that's been in long-term, committed, married, live together relationships have a problem communicating with their spouse. Somebody who when you're hungry, all of you hungry. When you're paid, all of you paid, and you can't tell them, I don't really like when you do that.
Yeah.
Your wife of 5+ years.
Yep.
Can you do this a little bit more? Can you
touch it here, move your head here, put the finger here?
I don't like when you do that. That does nothing for me.
When I first started out, I thought I could eat pussy like whatever.
Oh, you used to do your thing now.
Nah, but when I got in the military, when I was in the military, this one girl, she really taught me how to do what I needed to do with my tongue. She really taught me how to do that. And here I am thinking, I'm like, think I'm already good. What are you talking about? But
did that hurt your ego though? Tell the truth.
No, it did not hurt my ego. What I said is, thank you for adding to my resume.
Well, people think the clit is just the clitoris itself. All of that area is part of the clitoris. Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
Those nerve endings, they run way up. I don't know all of the name parts, but I know when I see it, what the clitoris is. It's not just the little nub people
suck on.
If you avoid that joker till they down there coming up off the mattress, you'd be surprised. I had my woman. Sometimes I won't. I have edge. Edging is the most amazing thing you could do to a woman. Like I tell my woman, you better not come. And I'll edge her till she can't take it anymore, bro.
You worse than P. Diddy.
When she explode, bro. When she explode, man. One time I thought her head popped.
You put that pinky back there.
He was like, I can't see. He said, I can't see.
That damn boy right.
She said, you got my head hurt.
That damn boy right.
But I'm telling you, man, you edge them and you bring them almost there. They just you see they moving their hips because they want you to, they be trying to get you to get to that spot. Just keep acting like you don't know what you're doing. I'm telling you, just keep going all around it. And when she can't take it no more, you just jump on her. Boy, you watch how she react, boy.
Mm-hmm. And you choke her and you put your finger back there at the same time.
Yeah, all of that. Put them
Yeah.
two. Put them. Hey man, give her that bowling grip. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man,
So
this
let me ask you.
not
So when a woman, how do you feel about if your woman came in there and told you she wanted a threesome?
Well,
me.
it depends on if she talking about she wanted with a woman or a man.
She wanted with a man.
I ain't got no problem with it.
So another man in the bedroom with you and your old lady.
I ain't got no problem with it.
Yeah. Nah.
Bo Rock ain't married either.
But see, but what I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I have evolved in such a way, man.
Yeah, he evolved. So when he say that, Austin, he's talking about life after marriage.
Right, I've evolved to a point where it's just sex to me. I already know that my relationship is solidified. She ain't trying to go nowhere. She
She ain't
ain't
trying to go nowhere. She just
But
wants some more dick.
see but that's the thing. You never know where it can lead to.
trust me.
Now she see the guy she probably had sex with can't rub two nickels together. Bo
Hey,
Rock a good
But
provider.
that hey,
He a good provider.
how many
it,
people
it
have we seen that didn't have a nickel or a penny, but he's still widow girl.
But he ain't
Type
got
of girl.
nowhere to stay, so she gonna stay with Bo Rock. She just gonna slip off every now and then and get
but
us some
but
Well,
king.
but
see,
but but
that goes into a whole different thing then, because
well,
you were supposed to have
I
these
can
things
assure you
experiences
this.
together.
I can assure you this. He better go triple time on it because I done went double time on a lot of women. I'm talking about I've fucked a lot of dudes' wives. I've been to a lot of parties. I've been a bull for many wives.
He worse than P Diddy.
Huh?
Mm.
You worse than P Diddy.
Now I ain't been no P. Diddy, but I've been invited to a lot of houses. I would have, man, if
So
I
let me
was,
ask you this, Bo Rock.
yeah,
Okay. Well, I wish I could pull the 45-year-old Bo Rock mental mind out. Uh,
right,
bringing if you get the nerve to tell your woman you want to have your wife
right,
that you want to have a threesome. I
right.
mean, would you look at that as disrespect? Would you look at that as how do you feel about her at this moment? Take it back to when
The old me,
the in love you that was holding the house down, busting his ass to keep a smile on her face and food in the kid's mouth.
right.
That
So
Bo Rock.
the old me would not, ain't no way I'd been able to deal with it. Not in the slightest. But what I discovered about myself, polyamorous was always probably my real DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I started learning a lot about myself when I was able to remove the tag from my first wife. Once I removed those emotions, I learned more about me, what I like, what I can deal with, what I can't deal with.
Right,
So
right.
when I start going to sex clubs and I go in the club, bang the shit out of a dude's wife, and they invite me back to his house to slam some more and shit like that. When I start getting invites and stuff like that, when I start getting phone calls and hey, you busy this weekend, and I'm talking about fine chicks, man, my numbers is outrageous, man. So I start finding out a lot about me. See, and
So
so I
so
got
how,
to the point. I got to the point where I'm able to separate sex from any other emotion. Love is love. Sex is something completely different. Some people think that because they are married, that they can't have no other emotion other
Towards
with their wife.
nobody else. Right.
nobody else. And that's just not the case. Now we have what we've started to do is we try to honor those vows and those feelings, and a lot of times we lie to ourselves. I can remember a lot of times when I was married and very committed, and I was working at the mill, man. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, I don't know a time I didn't cheat in my marriage.
That sound like Black. But
Right. So the point I'm making, it just shows you what them vows meant to me. Bitch don't want to do it, I get it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? If she don't want to learn, if she
And
don't
I
want
think
to
we
learn
all
about that,
went through that, Mr. Austin.
yeah, we did. And my thing was, and I think Black can attest to this because I think we've always had similar thoughts, processes, emotions. We've always been on the same wavelength.
Kind of wavelength, right?
But I and we could have sex with someone and not have any emotions
At all.
during or after. It's like we did what we did. Hey, I did that. We out.
And we're not looking for no phone call. And when the phone would ring afterwards, we looking at each other like I ain't answering that phone. And we just never would pick back up, especially if it was lousy. It was never.
We good. So but when I got married, and I could do that in my other marriages, and because I've unfortunately I've messed with other people's wives also, but in this marriage, this is where my emotions have evolved.
yeah, because you got the right person.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing, when you meet the right mate. See, those women in your past before, they probably, you, as much as you wanted them to be, they may not have been the one.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, Kurt? After the one I'm in right now, if something was to happen, and with what he's in right now, if something was to happen, we would be in your club.
There you go.
You know, because you gave your all, and you know, I know this, even though, especially in the beginning,
Absolutely.
You knew the mission. You knew your mission.
I was in love, man. Ain't no way I would have ever cheated, man. But
you did your thing. But it's when you saw you wasn't appreciated. So being unappreciated right pushed
that part right there
into and that happens with a lot of men. I've seen that happen with Pops. That happens with a lot of men feeling unappreciated. And then you start looking at, I could have did this. I could have bought myself that. I could have been with this person.
You be trying to do it all, man. You deny yourself. You deny your own health care. You deny anything just to try to please them. And it's useless. If she ain't that one, she'll never get it. She'll never understand. She'll never understand if she.
So I know where he's coming from, Austin, and the place that he's in now. He deserves that place that he's in, because that brother was all in, bro. When you hear me saying the man, when I used to talk about the guy who at the mill working 18 hours to keep the roof over the head, and the woman messed with somebody who can't rub two nickels together. It was brothers like him that I seen do that, which is, it wasn't that me having trust issues with something I went through. I seen hard-working, good brothers go through that shit, which is why I never wanted marriage. Because I seen good brothers.
Niggas would have did was snap and put bullets in one of them bitches. That's what most dudes would have did.
Yeah, I seen that.
But I couldn't kill the mother of my kids, but still, because I still got to look at them. First of all, I can't do jail. But I can't kill my kid's mother because of how she was. Because most of us come as a fucked up package. See, we all got all of these flaws, and they come out in different ways when we finally spend enough time around each other to learn each other, know each other, you start finding out things that you didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And I hate that.
Because a lot of people, they done dealt with a lot of pain, man. They got a lot of baggage and shit, and they don't unpack that shit right away. They bring out a piece at a time. And before you know it,
they got a room full of luggage in the guest room.
You looking at somebody, man. Look, like they done traveled the world, man. Like, damn, you got this many problems. Like shit. I mean, I got a little bit of fucked up, but I can function. You know, you think, how is it? I used to work 16 hours a day for months on end. I come home and I burn DVD. I get 2 hours of sleep. I'm falling asleep burning CDs and DVDs. I call Black. Hey, man, what you got new? Hey, man, I dropped that off. I know you got to work. He dropped it off. I get up, and right before once I get 3-4 hours of sleep, I get up and burn as many CDs as I can before I go to work. Then I come home in the morning and I say, hey, baby, how you doing? Now, I done worked 20 hours. Hey, babe, how you doing? Oh, I'm just tired. What? I got more energy than you. You know what I'm saying? You just depressed every day.
And just imagine you going out your way, Austin, to keep a smile on a motherfucker's face, and every time you look at them, they sad and depressed. I wouldn't have been in that shit. I would have been gone.
I can't keep picking you up, but man, I had kids, B.
I know it.
I couldn't keep picking that bitch up, man. Like I got it. Only way I can pick her up, if I say, watch this, I say, hey, want to go to the boat tonight? Oh yeah, where we going? Boy, I'm telling you, boy.
I don't know, Austin. When it get like that, I'm shutting down and I'm planning my exit, bro.
Yeah, you know, I used to go into all my relationships with an exit strategy, but yeah.
Because you said something a while back. What did you say? Oh, when we was talking about making women happy, and it was confirmed that you can't make a woman happy. That's something she have to do her damn self. Because you would run yourself in the ground trying to make a damn woman happy, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so until they get rid of all of them demons and shit they got inside, ain't a damn thing you can do.
Because you know, at one point I thought I was incapable of loving anyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you know, the woman that I'm with now, when I was with her 16 years ago, I was in love with her, and then when we came back, still in love with her.
Well, life got to change. Look, man, life got a way of dictating what the answers is for you. Sometimes you ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yep, that's true.
You just at the right place at the right time.
Cause Kurt, that was me, bro.
Yeah.
That relationship crap.
Yeah.
And after I got out of that situation I was in, and I was chilling by myself, I was like, I'll never get in that again. Nothing like that. I ain't want no woman near me. When she tried to spend the night, I'm like, at 6 o'clock, you gotta go.
Man, I don't see how nobody used to deal with you though, man. I used to watch how you roll, man. I was like,
dude,
man.
That's what I looked at. Hey, man, look, on the cool, I sat back a few weeks ago, I was like, bruh, you was never there. You was never at the house. I was in Shreveport. I was in Houston. I was in Dallas. I never was home.
I know.
That was and guess what? I'm just now today years old, realizing that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nigga, you wasn't there.
You been like, I wouldn't have put up with my own shit.
Dude. So you know, and then like I say, looking at what you went through, and I just never thought I would, you know, and I tell her all the time, a relationship was not what I wanted. But peep this out.
Y'all women better stop letting these men have threesomes. Some of these men already be sleeping with that woman, and he wants you to join in, but you can't say he cheating because you allowed that woman to sleep with you and your man. Now, if that woman give you a disease, give him an infection, you can't say nothing. If that woman get pregnant, you can't say nothing. You agree to it. You let these men trick you into letting them cheat on purpose. These men want to cheat on purpose. They'll get you to try something, a threesome, whatever. But he really been sleeping with her, but he can't get caught if you agree with him having sex with her. Think about this shit. Ooh.
Number one, he a snitch. But, you know.
Some of the men out there be wanting their woman to ask for a threesome with another man.
With another man?
Yeah.
I know white people that do that. YT people that do that.
I mean,
there's a lot of black people doing it too.
Yeah,
boy.
You got them down low brothers, but in order to make it cool, so they be like, they put it in their wife head or their woman head that you want another man in the room or whatever, and they enjoying that. But I mean, you have to be careful when these people ask for certain things, because you have to understand what the motive is, right? You have to identify what the motive is. So,
okay.
I mean, if you want another dick, then I buy something for us. I buy another toy or something. So if you need another feeling, but I'm not gonna have no other real dick inside of you.
Peep this one out. Peep what she said. This woman here was hit it on the head. Peep up.
So my boyfriend's birthday is coming up in a couple of days, and he joked about having a three-way, and I was like, I mean, maybe if I didn't know any better, I probably would have agreed to it. But being that I've been there and done that before, those three-way things they're not something you do with boyfriends. Those are things that you do with the guy that you don't care about. You're just trying to have a fun night. You don't do that with somebody that you love, somebody that you live with. You don't do that with your long-term spouse. You just don't, because I promise you, y'all think, oh, it's simple and easy, and oh, we're all gonna get tipsy, and we're gonna do it with the girl, and we're never gonna see her again. Because baby, when y'all in that bedroom and he get to doing tricks on her, she get to doing tricks on him, and you kind of just sitting there being that third wheel. Because I mean, come on, it's only three of y'all, so at some point you're gonna be the odd man out, and you're gonna be watching them get busy. And I'm telling you, in that moment, you're gonna feel really silly about yourself, and you'll be looking at them like, what am I doing? I'm telling you, like, I've been there, done that. It's the biggest mistake ever. Don't do it with your boyfriend. You do that with the guy that you don't care about. His chances of having a three-way with me are slim to none. Not happening. No. He not finna sleep with nobody behind my back, and he definitely not sleeping with a girl in my face. It take a strong woman to sit back and watch another woman do tricks on her man. I am not that strong, baby.
A dude with ham on that other chick, and she like, you don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Or she went ham on him, and it made his big toe and his pinky toe curl at different times. So yeah, but you can't. I don't know. I just feel like you're inviting trouble if you're in a in a relationship or marriage.
And plus, with people being unstable, more people being unstable these days, people already don't respect marriages or committed relationships. And then if it's good on either way, even if it's good to the husband, good to the wife. I know a couple down here right now, they popular, they famous, whatever. They've been on TV, the Love and Hip Hop stuff. And the wife and I used to hang out. What happened was he wanted a threesome with another female. They living together. They got a child together. I'm thinking they were married.
You hit that,
and he he did the threesome thing, and his woman was already borderline. She was already both ways. So what happened was the woman got more into his wife than him.
Right.
Then the wife put him out. Eventually put him out, changed the locks. And but before she put him out, now he came home one day and he say that girl was always at the house. And so he was like, why is she always here? We had her over here and I'm at work. When I come home, you got her here. This was something we supposed to have been doing together. Then his wife said, well, she's going to be here. So then another week or so passed. He came home and the girl was in their bedroom laying in the bed. And the wife hadn't made it home yet. And he was like, why are you in here? She was like, well, your wife don't have a problem with it, so why do you? So when the wife came home, he was like, hey, that bitch need to leave. And she was like, no, if anybody gonna leave, it's you. She fell in love with the girl. Yeah. And they not together today. She put him out. And, it was her house. She put him out.
Well, it was this guy. He was a police officer. And him and his wife brought in a third party. And they had done it on one or two occasions, and they brought the same chick back in. I think it was maybe on the third time or something. And then his wife took his service revolver and shot both of
them.
Yeah, and you missed it earlier that I was telling this guy I know. Him and his wife brought in a third party. The girl said she didn't want to be with her anymore. She just wanted to be with the husband. And he started sneaking money out of the house, going to where she was, spending their money, getting hotel rooms to be with the other girl because he liked sex with her better. And this is what she says about this. Peep this. Hold on. What did she say? Hold up.
Coach Q, my man wanted a threesome. What is it that I say? First of all, I'm gonna tell you something. The way that you message me, sis, and you know who you are because you DM me, girl, it seemed like you don't want to do it. You don't have to pretend that you like women. You don't gotta pretend that you into that just because you want to please your man. If that's not what you into, sis, then the answer is no. And a lot of times when doing something like that, it ends in disaster. How many times have we seen it? It ends in disaster because then they might be, if you sleep with somebody, your man sleep with somebody in front of your face, when he sleep with this girl behind your back, what is it to say? Because it always end up, I fucked her anyway. I slept with her in front of you. You already know that we slept together. So what's the problem now? Be mindful, sis, because you seem like you not into it. Everything that you message me, I'm not going to go through the whole message, but sis, you seem like you not into that. If you not into that, then hey, don't let nobody else into your bedroom. And if that's something that he want and that's a non-negotiable for him, it's time to say bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'm like, but okay, like my partner, you know him. His girl told him for his birthday she was gonna let him bring a female in there, and she suggested it. Okay, she suggested it. So he like all excited, listening to Kevin Gates. Oh man, like Gates said, I'm gonna have two in the bedroom. I was like, now, don't feel some type of way when she wants another dang-a-lang in the bedroom because she brought it up. So you got, like you said, you got to look at the purpose of them wanting to bring someone in there. She volunteered and say, hey, you know what? For your birthday, I'm gonna get you a threesome, and he all happy. But we knew she was freaky, so I'm like, she gonna eventually be like, well, since I brought you a girl, I should be able to have a guy.
Mm-hmm. And that's when the shit get heavy.
That's when it get heavy because.
Hey Riders, this is Kat the Great, and I'm back with some threesome etiquette. Now this is from my personal archive. was getting ready to have a threesome with a bad little bitch. Seemed fun, you know, harmless. As we're proceeding on with the threesome, she stops and she says, I only want to fuck him, referring to Taz. I bet you do, bitch. But this is a threesome, sweetheart. If I wanted to fuck him by myself, I wouldn't have invited you. And if I wanted you to fuck him by yourself, I wouldn't have been a part of it. So please, ladies, when you are invited into a threesome, make sure that you are willing to eat pussy and suck dick. You're not there to just fuck the nigga. If that was the case, you need to fuck the nigga on your own. It is not a threesome at that point, you fucking simple bitch.
So there are rules to threesomes.
Absolutely.
So
The
whoever you
lifestyle,
bring in there has to be able to satisfy both people at the same time.
bro, the
And
lifestyle got a lot of rules. It's called a lifestyle. It's a lot of rules in the lifestyle, man.
so it's more than what they think. I'm just going to go over here and play with her for a little while. But my main thing is right there. Because what I notice is a lot of females are experimenting with that gay shit. It's something that they're experimenting with because it's the ongoing thing. But at the end of the day, they if they have a choice, they're gonna pick the dick.
Yeah.
So it's not that they bull daggers or dykes. They just like a little cat every now and then.
It depends on how they get emotionally tied up. But hey, daughter gone for the night. That's why I
You
was
gotta
late.
go.
I said, yeah, the daughter's gone for the night. So it's me and we were out on a date earlier. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and pop on for at least a little while.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what happened to you. I said it's the topic that you want to tackle, but I'll hold it down, bro.
Cool beans, man.
And
Well,
if you just shoot a text on the Facebook, and I'll be posting your text.
All right, that's what's up.
All right.
All right,
bro.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Good night.
But yeah, you say like it's rules, and like I say, a lot of women want to put on the "I like women" persona,
Right.
but that's not their thing. But it's the end thing, and that's why the other lady was like, "Stop pretending like that's what you bout." You know what I'm saying? When you're not, and I learned that a lot of women that get drunk, get high, and perform sexual acts on another woman or allow another woman to perform sexual acts on them are not really into it like that.
Right. My woman said she'll let another woman eat her, but she said she ain't never eaten her. I said, well, you say you wouldn't, but you don't know what the situation is. Because
Well,
things change. What I'm saying in that moment.
I think once a man or woman mind is made up, and for her to say that, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because a little alcohol, a little,
it blurs the lines, baby.
Yeah.
A lot of people, listen, man.
But a sober mind probably wouldn't do it.
There you go. So, because I've been in the lifestyle, I tell you what, man, my first lifestyle party that I went to, D, it was as if I stepped into a whole nother world, bro. And it was like, you almost can't believe what you're witnessing. So you don't know whether to like it or to be disgusted by it. And so what ends up happening is once you get to know the people, they regular, cool ass people. I've met some of the coldest people, successful people in the lifestyle that you'd never know the things they do. And so that's what I was telling you, that some of them got Benzes, Rolls Royces, just you name it. and it's just something else to do, something else that the human being, man, is a complex individual. And what I mean by that, man, we designed to push limits. We won't stop till this whole thing just blow up in our face. We do so much stuff, man, that's detrimental to our own health, yet we still do it. And what I mean by that, like this dude named Kenneth Hunnell. He's a free rock climber, meaning he climbs mountains with no rope. And I'm like, why? Why do you need to do that for a thrill or some type of excitement?
It's a movie out right now with is it Jason Lim or something? What's that Lim dude name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a movie out right now, and he's doing that. It
Yeah,
just came out.
right. This
But
dude,
he's doing it because I think he lost his brother or something, and it's something to, like you said, like you said with the guys that have a lot of money, they do crazy ignorant shit.
yeah,
He's hurt and missing his brother with
right.
no
So
closure,
like
and
a
so he's
dedicated.
climbing rocks with no, it's like he want to live life on the edge because he don't have his brother.
Yeah, you know what a shaman is? Those people, they carries people's stuff on their back up Mount Everest, and they do it for not much money, but it's the only way, the only thing they can to make a living. And they do this. It's an extreme weather, man. It's cold, and all it need is for a storm to come in, and everything changes, man. So they had this special on 60 Minutes, and they show how these shamans live, man. And this one dude, he went out, man, and these rich people would have them carry so much shit on their backpack, man, because they paid thousands of dollars for the escort, right? So he carries all of their shit up the mountain, right? I mean, just extreme stuff. Coffee pots, little mini microwaves, solar panel stuff, just all kinds of stuff. They going up the mountain like this a party, man. And so sometimes they go up there and they die and they don't come back and they freeze to death and their body is never recovered. And they died to prove nothing. Like nobody cared that you climbed that mountain. Just like them fools got in that submarine and went to the bottom
Right.
of the Titanic and the thing imploded and they disappeared. You already a millionaire, and you risk you and your kids' life trying to have pictures at Thanksgiving and say, hey, look, hey, check this out, Bob. Look what we did. Nobody care, man. It's so much more you could have did with those millions instead of spending money on some bullshit like that.
Right.
And now you they show how that they did a reenactment, a reenactment of what happened to that submarine, and basically it just imploded, and it showed what happens to the body once it start. You just it's so much pressure. You just gone. And so, because you 30,000 feet at the bottom of the ocean, and you down there seeing a dead people's grave. That's what that's the, 11,000 people died. I mean, 1,100 people died in the Titanic. That's their grave site. You down there to prove what? That you can go down there? So people design, man, that we never satisfy. It's just nothing's ever enough, man. And that's the meaning of pure happiness, where you're able to reach that plateau, man, where you content, but you're not complacent. Where if you can make more, that's fine, but if you don't, you cool with it. If you could do more, take more vocations, that's fine. But if you don't, you still cool with it. Once you and I've reached that once that I had that one drug of working, man. I had the sex drug, I had the work drug, and once I was able to redefine myself, none of that matters anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I try to create the thing that you, as you get older, D, and you evolve, man. The one thing that you'll start learning is that you just try to create moments with the people you love, man. Because I can assure you, I can't remember all the gifts I got and when I got them, but I can remember all the moments we spend with my kids and with my family and with my friends and with my brother and them when we go to these get-togethers and we slap bones and talk shit and or when we go to when we did the Super Bowl party this year, that's priceless to me. And
Right.
so what you'll find out, it ain't about how much money you got, about none of that shit. Me and my woman have had some of the best times on $15 or $20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that was my thing too. I used to didn't want to do anything if I didn't have X amount of dollars. I felt like it wasn't worth leaving the house.
Right. I remember
But
that.
but when you're, I guess, married and in a relationship, I learned that, like you say, if that's your person, it's not about the money.
It's not
You
about
can
it.
ride and go to a park and look at the scenery, or go to a rooftop restaurant and
Yep.
look over the city, and that means something. But to me, if I wasn't out, because I'm a promoter, club person, DJ, if I wasn't out spending money, then it's not what it do. You know what I'm saying? It's not a
Right.
real turn up. But that was the people I used to be around
There you
that I
go.
had to do that for. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Man,
But
I
just like when we kicked it that day, remember that time we went somewhere. I don't know whether we went bowling with the women or something. We did something, and then we left. And we walked around Walmart, and then we went home. That was the first time I ever did something like that, bro.
wow.
And we enjoyed ourselves. I think we went to a
Absolutely.
restaurant. We went somewhere, and we were just hanging out. I ain't never done that because I felt like shit. We had to be in Dallas, Houston.
Yeah.
Let's make a trip. Let's go to Jackson or something. I just can't do this in Monroe or West Monroe.
Man, let me tell you, man. So I don't know, it's been a while now, but we did a family reunion in Atlanta, man. And my brother really did an amazing job, man. And he set everything up, man. He started collecting food like months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
If he went fishing, he'll save all that fish. He catch shrimp on sale, he'll buy a bunch of shrimp. If he catch chickens on sale, he'll buy a bunch of chicken, freezer, whatever. And then we already knew we was gonna be bringing money and stuff like that. But we had so much fun, and that nigga rented a bowling alley, bro, for like
Mm-hmm.
for like 3 hours. And when we saw my auntie and them and my older uncles and auntie and them bowling, bro, I never laughed so hard, D. That shit was hilarious to see that old ass trying to roll that ball, bro. Man, we had so much fun on that, and that stuff you just never ever forget, man. And like I said, man, I done had money spent on me. I done been places and did things with people spending money, man. And a lot of times when you spend a lot of money, that shit falls short of expectation, man. You be like, man, this shit, damn, I thought, it was gonna be more than
Yeah,
this. You know what I'm saying?
I'm at that point now where it's not
Yeah,
about how much money you spend. That's why you saw that post about memories, because I felt like you had to spend money to create memories.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
it's not about that. So now I'm selective with what we do, where we
Right.
go. When we go, we go. You get what I'm saying? But it ain't something that I have to do. And like I say, when I walked into this relationship, it wasn't about going to the warehouse. It wasn't about going to Red Lobster and all that crap. It wasn't about that.
Right.
She provided our first food date, and her sister worked at a McDonald's,
He was
and she
ground.
had me to pull up. I didn't know where we were going. She had me to pull up at McDonald's, and the sister just came out with so much stuff, so much shit. Okay, I got the quarter pounder, I got a Big Mac, I got some fried. What y'all, what you want? You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So it wasn't about that. And then I went to this gourmet, and you need to try it. It's a gourmet, if you haven't, pizza joint over there off of is it Foresight? It's somewhere around there. It's by ULM.
Okay.
But it's you turn off. It's they built. Okay, you know where CenturyLink at and where Montgomery Wards and all that used to be.
Yeah.
Okay, they got right in front of that before you turn onto that lot where all those are. They
Right.
got a lot of little new restaurants, newer restaurants that's there, and they have a gourmet pizza joint that's
Uh,
there. And when I tell you, the guy come to your table, man, he got the mozzarella, whatever, he twisted that and put it all over, and everything is fresh.
Fresh.
Um, they have spinach. They have, I mean, everything is real. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's organic. Everything is real. And when I tell you that's the best pizza, that's the place I took her. And you were able to order what you want. You get what I'm saying? So if I
Right.
wanted all meat and she wanted whatever, they are halving it for you. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just so next time you're that way, go on that strip. Because I don't think it's not Foresight, but it's the okay. If you turn okay, you know what Walmart is.
Right.
Oliver Road, Walmart. If you'll see Pizza Hut, Walmart, come out like you going to those doctor's offices and those places over there. You make a left and you ride it out. And then
Okay.
you're gonna start seeing all those new little restaurants that they start putting in that little strip. But it's a
Ain't
pizza
that
joint
Walmart off of Louisville?
off Louisville. But you go you don't you the street behind the street on the other side of Walmart, because you go
Right.
through Walmart parking lot,
Right.
and then you'll see all those doctor offices and stuff. And then next street over is Foresight. It's that
Right.
street in the middle.
Okay.
You make a left. If you go through Walmart parking lot and you pass the Books a Millions and Pizza Hut and Walmart, and you get there, you turn this way to go to Oliver, where they used to have a flower shop on the corner.
Right.
You turn left and just ride that out and look to your left, and you'll start
Right.
seeing those restaurants. That gourmet pizza joint, dude,
Off the hook, huh?
you can't. I never tasted nothing that can beat it, and I've eaten some places.
Right.
We actually, I'm gonna post it on here. We went to a little pizza joint where they had oxtail pizza and all that stuff. This past weekend, I'm gonna post it on the book.
Okay.
It
Cool.
was good. It was cool, but ain't nothing touched that gourmet pizza joint yet, and they haven't touched it. So whenever I do go back that way, I'm going there. But that's why I took her the first time. But
Right.
but the old me would have been the warehouse. Um, you know, Olive Garden, Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Then if I'm down here, it would have been Ruth Chris. But it's not about that. It's a like you say, it's about the memories, and then on special occasions or something, I may surprise and we go to Ruth Chris or something. But it's not a mandatory that I got to go spend $100 a plate.
You all wet.
I'm,
Get
I,
off of me.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing $100 a plate.
No, hell no.
So So
My
nah.
brother, my sons want me to go to this place called Perry's in Dallas.
Yeah,
They
I
got
heard
like
of
a
it.
they got like a pork chop like that thick. They said that pork chop off the chain. Now
Nah, I
they
don't
took
eat
their
pork.
wives. They
Do
took
they
their
have
wives.
steaks? Do they have steak or it's gotta be pork?
They got steak. They got steak, and they
They
got
got a big steak
fish.
that's big.
Yeah, they got steak too. They got the tomahawk steak too. They said the tomahawk steak was real good.
Yeah, people trying to get me on that oxtail down here, but I'm not sold yet. Now the oxtail pizza with that sauce that they had, that was good. But when I had the regular oxtail, as
Yeah,
much as I paid for it, and I wasn't impressed. But like you said, they really have to know how to cook the oxtail. Just
yeah.
like with the lamb chops, everybody can't cook those either.
I don't fuck with lamb chops. I just don't
Me
like that
either.
gamey taste, man. If you don't know what you're doing, man, you need to
Yeah,
leave it alone.
I tried to do it. We tried to do it because everybody was talking about it. But no, that wasn't what it do.
Dude, let me
So
tell you, I soaked some lamb chops, man, and because I know I could cook, man. I was hearing, man, how good they were, man. I said, okay, I'm gonna soak these babies. I'm gonna season them up, man. I'm gonna grill them, man. I took one bite and gave all 8 of them to the dogs.
go you wild.
Yeah, but
But
man,
on the
I gotta get up. I gotta get up at 6 in the morning. I gotta help my
yeah,
neighbor.
that's what I was going to ask you to do. Go ahead and give your closing remarks on the threesome thing. Does it help the bedroom? Should it be implemented? Should it be suggested? Or is it viewed as a disrespect if you're saying it to someone who loves you? Or if you ask them, do you not love them the same? I mean, what's your view? And I really don't want the rebirth of
I'm gonna
Kirkland.
give you. I'm
I
gonna give you.
want
I'm
the
gonna give
the
you the
the
real.
hard working in love Bo Rock to
I'm gonna
talk
give you.
to the people that's in a committed relationship.
I'm gonna give you the truth as I see it. So first of all, uh, the lifestyle can be very exciting, and if you're going in it to for that point, for that purpose, then you need to have the understanding that just because it looks exciting doesn't mean that it will be exciting. Just like you had disappointment in your own relationship, you can have disappointment outside of your relationship too. Because one thing, if you're in a committed relationship, the first thing you need to do is learn each other. If you can't do that or have the proper communication, it's rare that and you can make things exciting if y'all are really connected. That's the part you have to understand with your spouse. You got to be connected and be on the same wavelength. If you are not there, there's no possible reason you should try to bring anybody else into your marriage.
Hmm. Okay.
Not even a chance. That's just gonna blur the lines even more.
Mm.
So it takes a great deal of trust and commitment to the truth, not some what you want to hear, not some made up, you know, bravado. You got to be committed to honesty at all times, as you should be in your marriage.
Hmm.
So, personally, most people can't handle outside endeavors in their relationship. They just can't. They think they can. I've seen I've seen situations where uh, I've contacted the wife, after the fact, and uh, well, the husband couldn't deal with it. He don't want me to see you no more, and all kinds of stuff. So that let me know right there that was something that she wanted. And sometimes it's something that he thinks he wants and he can't deal with it. So so you got to be very, very mature, very honest, and your motive for the whole concept of this happening, it has to be dual. It can't be singular. It has to be something that uh, they okay with. If it's just something you okay with and they're not,
It's
it's
not
gonna
gonna work.
it's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
And it'll just push you further. Matter of fact, I've seen situations where the woman get delusional and thinking that now that guy, just because they had good sex, that he somehow wants her. Uh, and and
That's not the case.
it's not the case at all. Uh, I've
Mm.
I've seen it in cases, and I've seen it in person. So uh, it's not for the meek. You got to be uh, your mind got to be clear, and you still got to. The thing about it, whatever love you got for that spouse,
Mm.
that has to shine always, no matter what's going on in the moment. If at any point that she feels uncomfortable, or she feels slighted, or she feel like you're doing too much, you start doing things outside what was communicated, or
Right.
what.
And that's what mostly happens.
Yes, you finna have you fin like I've had some guys told me don't kiss my wife in the mouth. It's okay. I can skeet in her mouth, but I can't kiss her in the mouth.
Right.
So they have certain rules, man. You go to one of these functions, and you see a lady you like, and you say, "Hey, would you like to spend some time?" If she say no, you don't say another word. You say, "Okay, thank you. Have a good evening," and you move on. You will get kicked out of there so fast. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
kind of signal she giving you. If she say no, that's it. That's it. That's the way it rolled. I always gave the husband his respect. I always showed him appreciation. Hey man, appreciate you letting me kick it with your girl. You know. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
man. She love y'all like it. I love it. Come on, you. Shit, we'll probably get you back over here in a couple of days or next weekend.
yeah, man, I'm telling you, you just be
Weak ass dude.
you'd be shocked, bro. Cuckles. We call them cuckles. But what happened though, how cuckling started for a lot of these rich guys, a lot of these rich white guys, first of all, they packing like that. That's what they working with. See?
Mm-hmm.
But they done got married and they done got all of this money and this wealth. And the woman ain't satisfied and they don't want to lose their shit. So they say, hey, if you could find a bull, and long as you ain't gonna leave me, do what you do. And so that's listen, let me tell you, just like there's a genre of music,
Mm-hmm.
R&B, rap, gospel, there's a genre of sex, like, even though the whole cuckling thing and the hot wife and the BBC thing is a fetish, but it is a genre, and it has this dude, it has its own section.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? It ain't like, okay, you go like lesbian, gay, da 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 da.
Right.
Hot wife and BBC cuckling got its own. You go to any video shot right now, it's got its own section. It's real. I never would have thought that I'd be witness to something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real, bro. And I'm talking about it's real, real. When you see a woman, she got that BBC tattoo on it's got a spade on her shoulder, on her breast, on her ankle, and inside that spade, a black spade on a card.
Mm-hmm.
You got BBC in there. You know what that stands for? Big black cock only. That's what that stand. She will only mess with black dudes. That's what that stands for. If you see her with a pineapple on her ankle, that means she open to play. That's what that pineapple stand for.
Wow.
You go to these cruises, you can take these cruises, man. You can go to hedonism. Tom Joyner used to talk about them all the time on WG on Chicago radio. You go to these the hedonistic cruises, man, and the whole cruise, they have nude beaches, they have nothing but grown folks, and everybody just mingling, just kicking it, bro. And you know, I've never gone on one. I wanted to, but I didn't got to the point now where it ain't necessary for me to go. But I do. I never been on a cruise. I do go to the Bahamas.
Um, you never been where?
I never been on a cruise, but I do want to go. My son just got back from the Bahamas, man. He said he had an awesome time. Took his wife for his 13th anniversary.
I went to the Bahamas. That was the first cruise that me and the wife went on, and it was so hot over there, bro.
Did you go on
It was just
Virgin?
so hot.
Yeah. Did you go on the Virgin? He said
No, but everybody been telling me about the Virgin. I went on Caribbean.
They said Virgin is so cool, man. It ain't as crowded. Uh, they take you to very specific areas. I think it's some island they call Turk or something like that.
Right.
My son said, man, it was super cool, man. Really, really awesome. They
And
went.
Virgin don't cost as much as that Caribbean, and they
Yeah, it
do
was
more.
It was 2,700 for everything for them. And say they room was actually pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, somebody was talking to me about, and it's just ironic that you're talking about it. I was talking with a lady today, and she was telling me about that Virgin cruise, and I was like, "Well, we went Royal Caribbean." She was like, "No, you paid too much and didn't do nothing."
Yeah. And then, man, it's getting to the point, man. I hate to say it, man. Some of these cheaper cruises, or some of these cruises, man, be too many. And I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Be too many of us
Right.
on it, and they be acting a damn fool, man. It's just ridiculous, you know. But yeah, man. I ain't got nothing going on Friday, man. Let's chop it up on Friday.
All right, that'll work because I got to go drop some speakers off. So yeah, I can talk to you while I'm doing that.
That's cool, man. But
All
yeah, man.
right, get you some rest, Bo Rock. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming out and giving us knowledge on the lifestyle.
Well, man, you know when I can, man, I show up, man. I do have things I do, but I find this very therapeutic, man, and it's a good blog, man. In fact, I want to start inviting a couple more brothers, man. So I got a little partner down there in Halton, Louisiana, right there on the other side of Bossier. Uh,
Okay.
he a young cat I've been trying to mentor, man. And, you know, he done had it hard, man, because he just got a wife that she ain't never tried to help out, man. And she finally, he one of them brothers tried to do it all, man, and I ain't finding out. He said she finally starting to appreciate, man, all he do. He said, but I promise you, bro, if she was to walk her ass out right now, go ahead. He said, go. And it used to be a time that nigga fight tooth and nail from him. But that's what happened when you get tired, man.
Hell
You do
yeah.
for somebody, man.
They
That
love
shit.
saying when a woman fed up. But when a black man get tired, that's
Yeah,
a whole different horse right there.
yeah. By nature, man, we're providers and we fixers. That's what we do. We fix shit. And when we have to deal with that puzzle, which is you keep changing it up. Like the minute we think you say, "Hey, I want to do this," you say, "Okay." You figure out the way to make that happen. Then you do that, but then you want this, and then that ain't good enough. Then you want this. Well, it get to the point where you don't know what the hell you want.
Right.
So So yeah, man. So I know that's what happened to me in my first marriage. I just got wore out, man. Even the most giving and loving, man, your patience just give out, man. You can't buck it all the way all the time, you
Right,
know.
right.
But yeah, man, peace out, man. I got to get up out of here, man. I got to go help my boy in the morning. He want to insulate 2 attics. He just want me to fill the machine while he do the attic work. I'm not climbing up in no attic no more. So I'm gonna
Right.
keep the machine filled for him, man, cause he always doing so much shit for me, man. So
Right, right.
he a good dude, man. He a good dude to know. Not only is he handy and know how to do anything, man. Hang TVs, all kinds of shit. I might send you some pictures of how he built how he did a little clean, real installed the TV on Justin's wall, man, and put a little ledge up. It's just real clean look, man. He did that shit
Right,
for
right.
$5, you know.
Okay.
All
But
right,
yeah, I'm
man. I'll
definitely
be at
gonna
you
hit
later.
you up Friday, man.
All right, bet, man. You hold it down, bro.
Appreciate it. Holla at me.
All right, peace out.
All right, now, as we conclude the threesomes, is it wise to entertain a threesome when you're in a committed relationship or a marriage? These days, people have agendas.
I love you, but no, we ain't bringing no bitch in this house. In my mind, it's just like, I can't imagine another woman on my man. Like, I'm liable to catch a case. Like, I'm gonna choke a bitch out. I'm gonna beat a bitch upside the head. It's gonna be a problem because you fucking her way too good. You don't do me like that. You ain't do that position with me. Y'all playing a little too long. I don't see how y'all be doing that. And once you open up that door, it's like forever open. You can't close it. Now people gonna be fucking outside of the bedroom. Outside of us. Now you thinking it's sweet. Get your ass beat.
What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now. Okay. And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this like monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then
The problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told, don't do this.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we were even thought. Why doesn't my father? Is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
Made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. But if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
You see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. At one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, I know, I mean, you did it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. It means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. That's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, so there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, the men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband.